Okay, I have my 3.5 by 3.5 square paper. I use an ink pen. I like a black ball ink. I'm drawing my lines around my template of paper because generally when you're Zentangling, you don't go right over the edge of the paper. Now, inside of these lines, I'm going to do my string. So my string is simply the sections that I'm going to start to put my shapes inside of. So it's separating this little piece of paper into several freehand sections. My strings are done. And now I'm going to go over them, or at least go down the middle section with a Sharpie. I like the definition of having the dark lines in between my individual sections. No perfection here, just freehanding it and strong, bold strokes. I'm thinking about the pen and I'm thinking about the pattern as I go into this. And thinking about the pen and thinking about the pattern helps me let go of the day. I'm no longer thinking of things that happened to me today. So I'm using straight lines, and every section is going to be a different pattern. So here I'm going to do a little bit of a cross hatch. So some of my straight lines are going to go in one direction, and some of them will go in the other. And it almost looks like the lines are weaving under and on top of each other. I generally like to mix curves and straight lines together. It was hard for me to get used to drawing straight lines without a ruler. And it's a little easier when you're doing these small squares. When you're doing a big square and you're doing straight lines, you can really see where your line goes crooked. So this area is just about finished. And by now my mind is starting to empty. It generally takes me about 35 to 45 minutes to do one of these small squares. And I do it when I've had a specifically stressful day. This is definitely a doodle that I like to do before I go to bed, because this doodle is designed to help you focus on the design, focus on the pen, focus on your hand, and make a pattern. And so you're so busy getting your brain to focus on your technique that you're really not thinking of anything else. You're not thinking of anything bad that happened to you during the day. You're not thinking of anything that stressed you out. You're not thinking of anything that you have to get done tomorrow. You're not thinking of anything that might interrupt your sleep. So you're just putting doodling into your brain and taking everything else out. I'm going to be quiet for a minute and let you watch my pen and see if you can focus on the lines and what happens when you focus. really like this pattern. I'm drawing circles around circles. And when you start it, kind of just looks like squiggles. Let's go back and do some straight lines again. I'm trying to match up all the points, so it's like I'm drawing arrows inside that string. Feel free to move your paper to help you get your shapes more accurate. If you're going to listen to music while you're Zentangling, listen to something without words. So just the sound of the river, of a lake, or soft Beethoven classical music. So here I'm going back and doing some shading, and the shading really helps your shapes to pop. So I'm going in to the outside of the circles, and suddenly it looks like a circle. It doesn't just look like squiggly lines. So remember, the last step, or the last couple of steps of doing a Zentangle, is initialing or signing your piece of art. Do it on the front, but do it someplace where you know it is. So it can be in your pattern, or it can be in your little border, whatever works for you. Could be just your initial, you know it's there. And then your last step is admire. So be grateful that you created something as beautiful as you did.